Chemical processes and substances are essential for our daily life existence. Most of the activities you do in your daily life involves chemistry. Whether it's cooking, eggs, toasting, bread, the fabrics you wear, the electronics you use. Throughout human history, people have tried to convert matter into more useful forms. Our Stone Age ancestors have chipped pieces of flint into useful tools and carved wood into toys and statues. Variety of drugs such as aloe, myrrh, and opium were isolated from plants. So what are the domains of chemistry? Chemists studied and believe that there are actually three types of domains in chemistry. So of these charged particles makes plasma state very unique when compared to the gaseous state. Agriculture, food science, brewing and winemaking help us provide food and drinks to the world's population. In addition to stars, plasmas are found in extremely high temperatures such as some television screens, lightning strikes and other materials. Welcome to the class Why Should We Study Chemistry? Chemical processes and substances are essential for our daily life existence, such as it can help us keep clean and healthy. It can help us in fabricating our electronic devices. It can enable our transportation and much more. Welcome to the class Why Should We Study Chemistry? Do you have an answer? I think you're studying for your academic requirement, right? Yes, most of us do study chemistry for our academic requirements. But why should we study chemistry actually? Most of the activities you do in your daily life involves chemistry. Whether it's cooking, eggs, toasting, bread, the fabrics you wear, the electronics you use, all of these involve chemical substance and process. So whether you're aware or not, chemistry is part of your everyday life. Throughout human history, people have tried to convert matter into more useful forms. Our Stone Age ancestors have chipped pieces of flint into useful tools and carved wood into toys and statues. Isn't this amazing? These endeavors involve changing the shape of substance without changing the substance itself. But as our knowledge increased, humans began to change the composition of substance as well. Clay turned into pottery, hides turned into garments, copper ores turned into copper tools and weapons, and much more chemical process has happened. Humans began to practice with chemistry even before ages. When they learned to control fire and use it to cook, make pottery and smelt metals. Subsequently, they began to separate and use specific components of matter. Variety of drugs such as aloe, myrrh, and opium were isolated from plants. Such as indigo and Tyrian purple were extracted from plant and animal matter. Metals were combined together to form alloys. For example, copper and tin were mixed together to make brass. Alkalis were extracted from ashes and soaps were prepared by combining these alkalis with fats. Alcohol was produced by fermentation and purified by distillation. Attempts to understand the behavior of matter extend for more than 2500 years. As early as the 6th century, Greek philosophers in BC confirmed that water was the basis of all the things. You may have heard of the Greek postulate that matter consists of 4 elements, which is earth, air, fire, and water. Subsequently, many scientists have come from China, Eastern Egypt, and many other countries who have led the transformation of metals such as lead into gold and to create many elixirs to cure diseases. Isolation came the historical progression of modern chemistry that involved the isolation of drugs from natural resources like plants, metallurgy, etc. Today, chemistry controls our ability to understand and deepen the connections with matter and to also harness it on a better level. This effort has been so successful that many people actually do not realize the central position of chemistry, of how they can actually use chemistry in their daily lives. Chemistry is sometimes referred to as central science due to its interconnectedness with the STEM disciplines. Now, what does STEM stand for? STEM stands for areas of studies in science, technology, engineering, and math. Chemistry has always proven to be interconnected with other subjects like biology, engineering, mathematics, and many other fields. Agriculture, food science, brewing, and winemaking help us provide food and drinks to the world's population. Are some changes in matter that are essential to our daily life. Digesting and assimilating food, synthesizing polymers, which can be helpful in producing our clothes, and crude oil refinery for producing petroleum and other products are just a few examples. So what are the domains of chemistry? Chemists studied and believe that there are actually three types of domains in chemistry. One macroscopic, two microscopic, and three symbolic. These are the three types of domains in chemistry. Macro means it's a Greek word that usually means large. Now, macroscopic domain involves substances and matter which we can easily see with our naked eye and feel it, which actually involves, the breeze which we have been blown on our face every single day, and the water we drink, the food we cook, etc. are some of the examples which come into macroscopic domain. Microscopic domain, micro means small in Greek language. Now, microscopic domain involves substances or matter which can be involved by a rare usage of microscope sometimes. For example, viruses or bacteria are too small to actually be observed through a microscope. So these are substances which cannot be observed even through the naked eye. The subjects or components of microscopic domain cannot be seen with the naked eye because these involves components such as atoms, molecules, electrons, protons, and neutrons. These are something which we have to imagine in our mind, and that's why these substances come under microscopic domain. Symbolic domain involves a specialized language that involves both the macroscopic and microscopic domain components. The chemical symbols you see in your periodic table, chemical formulas, etc. are actually part of the symbolic domain process. These symbols actually play an important role in chemistry because they will help us interpret the behavior between the macroscopic domains and microscopic domains. A helpful way to understand these three domains is the best example is nothing but water. Let's take an example of water. Water will turn into liquid at moderate temperatures and will freeze to form solid at lower temperatures and will boil to form gas at higher temperatures. These are some macroscopic observations, but some properties of water fall into microscopic observations. Description of water as two atoms of hydrogen and one atom of oxygen, and the explanation of freezing and boiling at different temperatures falls under the microscopic arena. Formula H2O is an example of macroscopic and microscopic, so this will come under symbolic domain. Definitions G for gas, S for solid, and L for liquid also come under symbolic domain. Phases and classification of matter. What is matter? Matter is defined as anything which occupies the space and that has mass in it. Solids and liquids are more obviously matter. We can see that they occupy the space and the weight is provided by the mass. Gases are also matter. If gases are not matter, then a balloon, instead of inflating, it would collapse if it was filled with air. Solids, liquids, and gases are the three states of matter commonly found on Earth. Solid is rigid and possesses a definite shape. Liquid flows and takes the shape of the container. That it forms a flat or slightly curved surface when acted upon gravity. Zero gravity, the liquids assume a spherical shape. A gas takes both the shape and volume of its container. Fourth state of matter, it is called plasma, which exists in the interiors of stars. Plasma Plasma is a gaseous state of matter that contains electrically charged particles. So these charged particles makes plasma state very unique when compared to the gaseous state. In addition to stars, plasmas are found in extremely high temperatures such as some television screens, lightning strikes, and other materials. In the next video, we will dig more deep into solids, liquids, and gases, and we will understand the chemistry between all these components. So stay tuned. Make sure you hit that subscribe button for more science information. This is Dijan Saiger, aka your science teacher, your chemistry teacher. The series has been started already, so make sure you do hit that like button and subscribe and share this video with your children, your friends and family who are interested to learn more about chemistry. See you in my next video.